Welcome to day one of cleaning out the house. I started in this bedroom on the third floor. I've been dreading starting the third floor just because it was an attic and storage space, so there's a lot to go through, but this bedroom was pretty fun. There's a lot of old boxes from games and puzzles and just random stuff that was fun to see. I'm putting it all up to the camera so I can look at it later, but I took all that to the dump. Sorting everything, so there's a pile for cardboard, there's a contractor bag for trash, I have a pile of stuff I'm going to keep. Then I took the stuff down from the window, you'll see in a second. They were lace curtains that were just in pretty bad shape and not salvageable. And then sorted through some papers, which were just a lot of receipts, so I didn't end up keeping any of it, actually. And then I moved over to this cabinet, which had a lot of cool stuff on it, little knickknacks, a hand-painted plate. I also found 2 pieces of newspaper, one from 1908 and one from 1909, which are officially the oldest things that we found in the house. And once everything was all done and the floor was swept, it looked so much better and more manageable, and it is ready for next steps. All right, part 2 of tackling third story cleanup. I was really not looking forward to cleaning this room. You can see all the plaster on the ground. Because there's water damage on the roof from it being so old, the lath and plaster ceiling in this room has pretty much all fallen in. So I started with the fun stuff. There was a pile of cards and just little knickknacks that had been pulled out of that first bedroom we cleaned, and some were just sitting here in this little pile. Got to find some cool ticket stubs, cards that were written to the previous homeowners as a wishing them well. I'm glad I started with this because all these cool little finds motivated me to keep cleaning and to get the job done that I was dreading. Then I moved into this corner of the room, which was in the worst shape. I'm putting any paper or light trash into the contractor bag to be brought downstairs and moving all the wood over behind the camera. Found that encyclopedia set. It's from the 1960s, which is pretty cool. But just doing a lot of sorting, trying to leave just the plaster on the ground, because I'm going to put that, you'll see, into some bins. It's too heavy to carry down in contractor bags, so it will be brought down bin by bin. You can see here I'm cleaning out some of the lath that has fallen from the ceiling, and then just shoveling the plaster into those bins, sweeping up the smaller pieces, and clearing off that side of the floor first before moving over to the other half. Started by moving all the larger pieces of wood over to the side and then shoveling up some of those bigger pieces of plaster that I could see before sweeping up all the small pieces. I moved the bin over eventually so that I could shovel right in there. And it looks easy here, but let me tell you, my back was so freaking sore after this. Then I took this plastic out of the center, which was satisfying because everything that was in there just stayed while I took it out, and that was it for this landing. Alright, we're moving into one of the front bedrooms on the third floor now. This room has some pretty significant water damage. The last time the roof was redone was in the 80s. So you saw in those pictures some of the ceiling has fallen in and a lot of the wallpaper has peeled off just due to moisture. So there's a lot of sweeping to happen in here, but really it's not that bad compared to the landing that I did before. The plastic in this room was pretty easy to pick up on that back side, but when I moved over to do the front, it started falling all apart. So I had to use the dustpan to kind of scoop it up and get it into the trash can. There's still a little bit of trash and debris down in between those beams there that I just didn't take the time to clean up because we will end up taking the ceiling down on the floor below this. So I figured we'll just sweep it all up together. So then I moved the tarp to the other side of the room. There was some wallpaper under here, but I found some cool posters and that marble slab, so I decided to go through this pile a little more in depth to make sure there was nothing I was missing. I ended up finding a newspaper clipping of a soccer game that my dad actually may have played in. He wasn't in the picture from the clipping, but he did know the kids that were. I also found a couple of baseball cards, but other than that, it was all trash in this pile, so I just swept it up and put it in a contractor bag. The final sweep up in all of these videos is the most satisfying part to watch for me. It took a lot of time in the moment, but I love watching this now. And just like the rest of the rooms, I went through and pulled off any wallpaper that was hanging from the wall. You can see in this room, the walls are going to be pretty bare. And again, that's just because the water over the years has just caused a lot of the paper to fall off on its own. Because the hole in the middle of the floor is so large, I didn't really get up in there near the window section. Just wasn't really safe for me to reach up in there, but that will come down eventually. And then I had some nice big pieces that came off that was really satisfying and a great way to end this room. Alright, so today we're tackling this bedroom on the 3rd floor. It is full of junk, as you can see, so I was not looking forward to it, but I did get through this room and this closet. So I started by taking the door off of the room just because it was covering up some of the wallpaper and it didn't close or fully open, so get that out of the way. And I cleared out all these wood planks and this spare door that's in here. I'm not really sure what that door goes to. I'm hoping I'll eventually find out. Then I just got to it. I cleared out all the plastic down the middle, swept up all of the little wallpaper bits, and some plaster and little insulation pieces were there too. Once that was all swept up, the room was already looking better. And I moved on to the closet. So you can see like there's a lot of cardboard boxes and random wood planks in here. It's also pretty dark. So I just started pulling out the large wood planks. I have a pile started in the middle of the 3rd floor that we will clear out. Once there's a dumpster, we'll just throw them out the windows into the dumpster. Then I found even more cardboard than I thought was in there because there was some under the floorboards that I pulled up and out. Took the paper to the trash, brought back a bin to pile all the cardboard in for easy transportation down to the 1st floor. Then I came back with my dustpan and just kind of swept it up, cleared it out, got it looking nice, and then there were just some little pieces of wood that got cleaned out. In every room that I'm in, I'm just pulling off any wallpaper that is hanging into the space. So a lot of this lath and plaster is going to come down anyway, so I'm not taking the time to get every little piece off, but if it's hanging, I'm taking it down just to make cleanup easier in the future, give us a little bit less to worry about. Plus this old paper just kind of crumples up into crumbs rather than falling off, so saving us some sweeping. And then I just finished out by cleaning up these nails that were hanging out from the floorboards, and here is the after. You can see it already looks much more manageable, and it is ready for next steps, which will be taking down the walls and ceiling. Welcome back to the house tour. In this video, we'll go through the 3rd floor. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you probably know this is my absolute favorite floor. It has the most character, but it's also in the worst shape. It was a huge clean out project and will be an even bigger construction project. So there's 4 bedrooms on this floor and then this little landing area in the middle. These back 2 bedrooms are connected by a Jack and Jill closet, which you can see right here. This floor is shorter than the other ones because behind that Jack and Jill closet is a large attic space. Then this is one of the front bedrooms. This is where we have water actively leaking when it rains. And then on this side is another bedroom that I actually still have not cleaned out yet, but there's really not too much to do, just that plastic that's in the middle there and the wallpaper hanging off of the walls. And that concludes the house tour. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want to see or see again. I'm happy to share it.